Been a while. Been a while. Been a while. Folks, we're back. I know. It was too long. I'm sorry. This is like when you leave the dog at home for way longer than you intended. The concert went longer. The baseball game went longer than you anticipated. You got some drinks with the boys. I'm sorry, good boy, but we're back and we are here to talk about some Flyers hockey. Steve Jaco, Ryan Quigley, Flyperbole. We are back, baby. And this is the middle of my hellacious podcast week. This is number 5 of 7 on the docket, and that doesn't even include the pregame podcast I do for PHLY. So whatever, I love podcasting, and I'm here to talk some Flyers hockey. Ryan Quigley, how the heck you been, pal?
How you have any energy right now is crazy to me. I don't know how
caffeine's a wonderful thing.
Cocaine is also a wonderful thing, and I know that that's what you're doing. So you're busted, Steve.
Nope. Busting does make me feel good, but I'm not busting that way. It's all pure caffeine,
all right.
my friend.
Fair enough. Say what you will. Yeah, excited to be back. It's been a couple of weeks. How was your Thanksgiving? What'd you do? What did you eat?
Super low-key Thanksgiving. It was great. Just went over to my sister's house in Jersey. We had all the traditional fixins, your turkey. She made a shit ton of mashed potatoes, lots of gravy. Turkey was fantastically done. Great job by Courtney there. Just very moist, very well seasoned. She made a killer mac and cheese.
That's the stuff.
You gotta have you can't have a dry turkey, okay?
No, you can't. Honestly, Steve, I just think everything should be moist all the time.
Oh my God, I hate you. But I haven't missed this. Good night and good hockey. We're done. But yeah, we had all the tradition fixins, and made a little poblano cornbread, which was delish. And we brought over a couple of cheesecakes from Termini Bakery, a South Philly staple over there, and a pecan pie, which I didn't know they made. So I was a very good pecan pie. So A+, had a great Thanksgiving. How about you, pal?
That sounds wonderful. Mine was very good. Steve, I'm ashamed and I'm heartbroken to share that I am now a Thanksgiving turkey trotter.
Oh God, Mr. Running. Ugh.
It happened. So now let me say this. So my cousin called me the day before Thanksgiving and he was basically like, hey, so we're doing this 10K tomorrow. And I was like,
ew, a 10K?
Yeah. And I was like, what?
On Thanksgiving?
Yeah. And I was like, I don't want to do that. And he was like, I already signed up. And I was like, all right, well, you're like the only person who signed up. And I would feel bad if you went just by yourself. So me and his sister, my other cousin, Sarah, we were like, are we going to do this? And she was like, yeah, but there was an option to do the 10K or a 5K. And me and Sarah were like, let's do the 5K and let's just walk it.
Okay.
I would have run the 5K, but she wanted to walk it. And I was like, all right, I'll just walk. Like, that's fine. So
how long did that take you to walk a 5K?
Probably like hour.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, I'm fine with a walk. I hate running. I did run for a couple years. There were a couple years where I was a runner. You would see me a lot in Roxborough, going up Ridge Ave, and I did all right. I had a really good 5K one time, and for like 2 years, I was into that. I fell and got hurt way too many times. I hate running. So I'm not a good runner.
I don't know why. Like, I also hate it. It's crazy that I love it as much as I do right now. Like, well, you know what? It does. I have this weird thing in my head where, like, if I have the right running playlist, like the right music playing, I just feel like I'm some sort of like super athlete in a Nike commercial.
You can get that feeling. You can totally get that feeling.
In my head, that's how I feel like I look. But then I feel like if someone's walking by and they see me running like a fucking loser, I look so not Nike commercial like, but I feel like I look really cool when I'm running. So
I don't feel like I look really cool, but it does. You feel like a superhero when you really start sprinting. It's great. I know I don't look cool though, because my body type does not look cool running. I have a very bad body type for running. Lifting, maybe I still don't look cool, but at least it looks more natural to my body type. Running does not. Running is just like, boy, that is big old belly flopping out there. It's no good for anybody.
I think it's great, Steve. I would love to.
Well,
We should go for a run together.
You're a pervert, and I will not. I'll lift with you sometime. I'll never go running.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
I'll go for a long walk with you anytime. We can do a walk and talk.
Dude, a hot girl walk. I recently started back at the beginning of October. I was like, you know what I need to do? I'm going to start shooting to walk at least 10,000 steps every day. And so every day I go for at least one hot girl walk. And basically, I will wake up in the morning, go for my hot girl walk. You know, I'll go down Columbia Ave, go down Girard, then walk up Frankfurt.
Columbus?
What was that?
Columbus?
Columbia.
Oh, Columbia.
It's a small street that connects like Frankfurt to Girard.
Wow. Okay.
And then you walk down Girard, and then I go up Frankfurt. But I kind of do like this little loop. And then I do that once in the morning, and then I do it at lunch. And then after work, normally, especially if I'm working from home, that's when I'll go for like a run on that same route, which is about 2 miles. So it's fun. Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, I like a walk. I don't know about hot girl walk, but I I have a dog, so I take him for walks.
Well, you know what a hot girl walk is, right?
I don't know. I don't care.
So, okay. So a hot girl walk is you're going for a walk, and you don't have, that's all it is. And you don't have to be a hot girl to go on a hot girl walk. Anyone
it's called a walk, bud. Walk. I don't know why it's a hot girl walk. That sounds like a walk to me.
No, going for I don't know, man. There's something different between going for a walk and going for a hot girl walk. A hot girl walk is a vibe.
You've given me no differentiation at all.
I'm giving you one right now. A hot girl walk is a vibe, and then a walk is not a vibe. That's the difference.
Oh my God.
And so when you're on a hot girl walk, you got your music on. You don't give a fuck about what anyone thinks of you.
This is every walk I've ever taken.
You are just out there vibing. The world is your oyster. It doesn't matter. When I go for a walk, I feel like I'm blowing off steam. I feel like I'm more like stressed. A hot girl walk is a mindset. It's a way of life, Steve. It really is.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay.
Just telling you. I'm just educating you.
But you had a good Thanksgiving, right? Besides
to circle all the way back, yes. Good Thanksgiving, Steve.
I guarantee you I'm not having this conversation with Charlie O'Connor later today. That's for sure.
I feel like Charlie O'Connor would enjoy a good hot girl walk here and there. You should ask him.
I don't think he'd enjoy
Ask him what he thinks about a hot girl walk.
Also,
something that I forgot to mention, and then I promise we can talk about what we're here to talk about. I was on TV on Thanksgiving.
Oh my God. Yes, we absolutely need to talk about this because I saw the clip. You posted the screenshot from it. And I was like, what in God's name is this? What has happened? Why was Ryan Quigley on the local news down in where are you from again?
Richmond, Virginia.
Richmond, Virginia. So tell us a story. What happened there?
So basically we were at this bar it's like a barcade in Richmond called Bingo. And we were there, and it was me and my two of my cousins. And we were just there having some drinks, playing some, arcade basketball, all that. And then one of my cousins turns around and he sees there's like a camera crew and a reporter. He's just like, the news. And I was like, yeah. And he just like,
the news,
without even like, saying anything, he just immediately wanders over there and he's just like, you guys doing the news? And they were just like, yeah. And he's like, can we be on? And they were like, yeah. So
can we be on news?
So like they come up to us and they start asking us these questions. Just like, hey, so why you guys here? Like blah, blah, blah. And we were just
to drink beers.
Yeah, we wanted beers. It's the night before Thanksgiving. Everyone goes to the bar that night. And so they interviewed us and they had us on the news. And I feel bad because they interviewed both me and my cousin, but only I made it onto the thing.
Well, that's because of all your media training doing the critically acclaimed podcast Flyperbole.
Absolutely. I see no other explanation.
None.
So they make it onto the news. And then underneath, I just got this great screenshot of me making like this insane face. And on the bottom bar, it just says, Drinks Giving, the busiest bar night of the year. And
I have never heard of it referred to like that. Drinks Giving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that flows off I don't know if I like Drinks Giving, but I guess if you have to name it something, you gotta name it something. I'm pulling it up right now, by the way. I am going to share this for everybody because
there you go.
yeah, listen, if we've got a video component to this, we've got to show it. So here you go from Ryan Quigley's Blue Sky account right here.
There we go.
This photo of him making his great O face right there. And
that's actually my O face, Steve. That's exactly what it is.
I love hanging out with my cousins drinking beers.
I like my cousin's t-shirt too. Can you trust your toaster?
I mean, it's a valid question in this age of AI.
I know. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Crazy.
The On Your Side safety team also was cracking me up because that's
listen, is your safety team truly on your side?
I love other local news broadcasts because like it makes me realize like how like Philly's local news is like the major leagues, and like I forget that all the other local newses are very much the minor leagues, and which I should have remembered because when I was in at Temple U taking broadcast classes, they told us the most common path to a career in the industry is to go and work in a bunch of small markets and work your way up to the big market, which I had no interest in doing, which is half the reason that I'm here doing this today and working a full-time job on top of it, instead of just working in the industry.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I remember there's this kid I went to school with and he became a reporter out in like the middle of fucking nowhere, Wyoming.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I can't tell you of one thing I'd rather do less than like, I would love to go to Wyoming, but not to work and live there. I don't want to live there. I want to visit. I want to visit all the beautiful parks. But
yeah, that's pretty. You go there for the nature, and that's pretty much it. So, what is this machine in the background that says Dark Escape 4? Is that a shooter game?
I have no idea. We didn't play that one.
Oh man. Well, we're gonna have to look into Dark Escape 4 at some time because I'm wildly curious. And before we get too much further into things, I have to give a shout out to our great sponsors over at FanDuel, and I will have some odds later in the show, but I just needed to get a quick mention to our great sponsor over at FanDuel and their
bless up to FanDuel.
There you go. But great appearance from Ryan Quigley on the local news. So we've both been on local news at some point for very different reasons.
Absolutely. Yeah, you were on there for felonious reasons.
Scurrying, jaywalking across Roosevelt Boulevard in the most dangerous fashion while on a early 2000s flip cell phone. So just beautiful.
Magnificent. I love that.
I wish I could find that footage. If it was Fox 29, I have no idea if that exists out there somewhere, but my friends saw it, called me, died laughing. It's very funny. If I could find it, I will post it somewhere. I don't think it exists anymore, but I guess we'll find out. But let's talk about our Philadelphia Flyers because we have not gotten to get to the nitty-gritty and talk about Flyers in a few weeks right now. And I have one thing that I'm either going to save for the end of the show or this will be for the next show. That's a lot of fun. It's hockey related. It's not a Flyers thing, but there's big Flyers news that we need to talk about. And that is Tyson Foerster, who has been injured after having, I think, his best season as a pro so far. He was leading the Flyers with 10 goals before he went down with his injury. And he had scored in that game. It was the game against the Penguins on Monday night. We were recording this on Thursday afternoon.
What a cursed game.
Absolutely cursed game.
Terrible.
The Flyers had no juice in that game. They just got destroyed on the penalty kill the entire game. It was just not fun at all. So Foerster, though, makes it interesting. Foerster scores a goal. Flyers are on a power play. It's looking up. Maybe they're going to get back into it. And then he goes for a slap shot, and his arm goes friggin' limp. It goes limp.
What happened? It seems like a very freak injury, this thing.
Because I think it's a bit of a freak injury, but I wonder how much it has to do with what he went through in the offseason with his elbow.
Yeah. It could.
The team has said upper body injury, so I don't think we're going to know unless a reporter finds out and reports about it. But as it is right now, it's just an upper body injury. We know it has to do with his right arm because we saw his right arm go limp. I suspect it has something to do with the elbow based on what happened in the offseason and also just in general, like what we saw there. because he takes that slap shot and his arm just, and you can see him going down the tunnel, shakes off his glove on his left arm, and he's like shaking his right arm trying to get it, and it was just not right. And now he is out 2 to 3 months, not weeks, not days, months, which is
it's concerning.
horrible.
Yeah, it's concerning because it's just like, okay, is this gonna be a thing for his career? Like, I think whenever there's a recurring injury, assuming there is a relation to what he dealt with in the offseason, whenever something recurs like that, I always wonder, good God, is this just going to follow him throughout his career? I hope not, but it is concerning. And 2 to 3 months is like, this is a serious injury. Like hockey players, like unless it's legitimately serious, they don't miss months. He's missing 2 to 3 months, and
2 to 3 months. And this is a team that's in a playoff spot right now. This is a team that they actually have the 4th best record in the Eastern Conference, I believe. Or they're up. They were in the 4 spot when I was recording with Bill Matz last night. They're in the 4 spot right now. They actually have the it's the 4th best points percentage as well. But they're right up there with Washington, Carolina, Tampa Bay, New Jersey, and Pittsburgh, and Montreal, and the Islanders. So those are teams that are all in the 31-2. Wow, Washington. After I started trashing them at some point this week, not trashing them, but talking about how great they were last year and not this year. They're on top of the East right now, 36 points. But
they had a slow start, but they're good now.
But you know what? They also have the Flyers have 2 games in hands over them. So who's to say what can happen? But this all goes to say that the Flyers are in the East. They're in the mix right now. And I know it's somewhat early. We're over the quarter point of the season. So, and they say if you're in a playoff position at Thanksgiving or around Thanksgiving, you're in good shape to make it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things in the Flyers' favor for ultimately making it. They're 7-3-0 in their last 10 games. This is a team that has really, they've, I think, surpassed a lot of expectations this season. And Tyson Foerster has been a big part of that. So we mentioned he was leading the team in goals. He's now tied with Trevor Zegras with 10, but Zegras has played 26 games. Tyson Foerster had 10 goals in 21 games, which if at that point when he was injured, that was like a 37 goal pace. If he had scored 37 goals, that would have been the best goal total for a Flyer in a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was thinking just vibe wise, this was going to be the year that he hit 30. It felt like it. You know what I mean? He was just playing so well. He was one of the top 2 players on the team. It seemed like Trevor Zegras has been fantastic and Tyson Foerster has been fantastic. And losing him for this long is definitely a huge, a very, very large blow.
It's a huge blow because not only is he a great goal scorer on this team, we haven't seen much in the way of assists. He's only got 3 assists on the year, but 10 goals is nothing to sneeze at. And he's so good defensively. That's the biggest thing. He's a big body. This is not a large team for the most part on offense. Or I would say in general, it's not like a large team. That's part of the reason that this past draft, they went out of their way to really get bigger bodies. But at 6'2", 215, Tyson Foerster is one of the larger guys you have up there to really, establish himself in the offensive zone. And again, that defensive game, unparalleled. I mean, him and Noah Cates pretty much were just crushing it on defense this year. And that's, I think, where your big adjustments are. It's like you're missing the goal scoring, but you're, I think, more importantly, missing the defensive aspect.
Yeah, no, it's really tough. And we're starting to see Nikita Grebenkin jumping up into which I like Nikita Grebenkin, but he's not Tyson Foerster.
But I have wanted to see Nikita Grebenkin with an increased role in this team for the entire season because the 4th line has been horrible for this team. Garnet Hathaway is a shell of his former self. We all know Nick Delorier has been cooked for a while. Nick Delorier is essentially just a boxer at this point. He shows up, has a fight, hits a couple guys, although he almost scored in the Sabres game last night. He did almost score. But Delorier, I mean, he's just not really a modern NHL player at this point. And Hathaway's a bummer because Hathaway's been a very good bottom six forward for this team throughout his first couple years with the team. And he has produced nothing offensively this year at all. Absolutely. Like literally nothing. I believe he's still got 0 points, and which is a bummer because you really, that's a guy that you root for. We all know Garnet
he's a fan favorite.
Yeah,
he's a fan favorite. And like he is, when he's playing well, he is so much fun. But we haven't seen him play well all season, really.
No. And he hasn't played well. But Grebenkin's been stuck with these guys, right? When Grebenkin's been in there, he's playing with Rodrigo Abels, who, man,
he's an AHL player. He's not an NHL player.
He's not an NHL player. He is a replacement level player at very best. And Garnet Hathaway. And it's just not a good compliment for his skill set. Grebenkin's got a little offensive pop. He's a big body. He's got a little bit of speed to him. And he's got a little bit of grit in his game.
Yeah, and he makes plays every once in a while where I'm like, oh my God. That is beyond fourth line caliber play right there. And
I think if they had more talent on the fourth line, this would be okay. I think they would produce better, but because he's not really playing with much, he hasn't gotten to do much. So last night, let me read the lines real quick and we can get back into the Grebenkin talk. But I think the lines they had at practice today per Charlie O'Connor are the same lines they had last night. Yeah, they are. The defensive pairings were mixed up because Cam York suffered an injury in that game, which we'll talk about in a bit also. But the lines and pairs at practice today per Charlie: Trevor Zegras, Christian Dvorak, and Travis Konechny on the top line. Matvei Michkov, Sean Couturier, and Owen Tippett. Nikita Grebenkin, Noah Cates, and Bobby Brink. And today they had, in last night's game, they had Delorier. Today they had Carl Grundstrom, Rodrigo Abels, and Garnet Hathaway on the fourth line. And then I'll talk about the pairings when we talk about York later. But I know it wasn't the best line last night, but I liked what I saw for the most part from Grebenkin, Cates, and Brink together.
Yeah, no, I did too. And I think it's just, kind of what you're saying. It's going to be nice to see Grebenkin playing with players who are effective. I know that sounds kind of harsh, but so far, Abels, Hathaway, Delorier, none of them move the needle right now. And I want to see Grebenkin with players who have more skill. And so to me, this is a great opportunity for him to really show what he is. Because let's face it, if he, takes this opportunity and he puts up some points, not a ton of points, but if he shows that hey, I'm more than just a fourth line guy, that's an awesome little kind of silver lining to this Tyson Foerster injury, right? So I think this is a great opportunity for him. I think this is actually kind of exciting for the Flyers because they get to see more about what they have in Grebenkin. And yeah, overall, the Tyson Foerster injury sucks. It's awful. But there are some little kind of subplots to it that piques my interest. Yeah. So yeah, this is one of them.
To go back to what you were saying before, though, Grebenkin's no replacement for Tyson Foerster, but there's literally nobody in the org who is. There's just nobody who has that combination. Because as a wing to play defense like he does is an anomaly. Not a lot of wings play defense like that. Mark Stone is the first guy who comes to mind, and I always forget his name, but the guy who was on those great 2010 Blackhawks teams.
Marian Hossa,
who I should remember that it should be burned in my brain because I hate that team. But Hossa was known as one of the best defensive wingers in the game as well. And you look at the Flyers wings, Travis Konechny has come leaps and bounds defensively from when he started with John Tortorella. Trevor Zegras, we love his offense. That's what I'll say about his defense. We love his offense. Matvei Michkov, a little bit better than he used to be, but still has issues. Owen Tippett, not really a defensive player. Big body. Be nice if he learned a little bit, but I would prefer him to just use those jets to go out there and make amazing plays like he's done the past couple games. Well, not the Penguins game, but before that, the Devils game, he was very good.
Yeah.
And then, Bobby Brink, I think again, is somebody who's come leaps and bounds from where he used to be defensively, but still not really a defensive player, especially with his size. I would like to see Grebenkin learn more. I think both a little bit discipline-wise and defensively, because I think that could make him a much more valuable part of this team moving forward.
I agree. Yeah, and I do think he has the body type to play solid defense. I do. I think he could be a good 200-foot player. And again, this is his opportunity to not only show what he has, but then really round out his game. Because one would imagine that for a while he'll be in the lineup now. Like, I know before it was like he's in a couple games, he's out a couple games. He's in a couple games, he's out. Now it seems like, at least for a few weeks here, it seems like he'll be in the lineup, which is good. That there's going to be some rough patches, probably. He's going to have rough nights. Good. Have a rough night. Learn from those rough nights. And then improve from there. That's what I'm excited about. Like, I feel like earlier on in the season, people saw Grebenkin playing well in the preseason. And they're like, oh my God, he needs to be in the lineup every night. He's going to score so many goals. He's so good. And it's just like, he looked good in preseason. Yeah. But regular season is different. And he has a lot to learn. And now he's getting that opportunity to learn and round out his game. I think that's exciting. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what Nikita Grebenkin looks like 4, 5, 6 weeks from now, as opposed to now.
Right, because he hasn't gotten nearly enough playing time in his time. And I think what people forget a lot about preseason is that Nikita Grebenkin is playing against a bunch of Nikita Grebenkins. There is a lot of guys who are vying for roster spots in those games. You know, they usually split the squads, right? You get a lot of those split squad games where half the guys are going to the AHL anyway. So it's great that he had a good preseason, but, you know, I think it sometimes, especially for the true sickos, it gets their expectations a little bit too high for who these players are. And Nikita Grebenkin, as much as we do like him, is ultimately more of a bottom six kind of player, which is fine because you need those guys. And I just think Rick Tocchet has been very hard on him, I think, so far. And he's, you know, I think he's played Delorier a lot more than I ever would think to, but they also seem to have a winning record with Delorier in there. So, oh, the heck knows there. But overall, I think this is a great opportunity for Grebenkin.
Yeah. And you know what? Something that this kind of reminds me of is, you know, we saw how, you know, Rick Tocchet really started to come around on Emil Andre. We're seeing Emil Andre. He's basically a lock in the lineup at this particular moment.
And when we get to Cam York, we could talk about Andre and how far he's come. Yeah.
But, you know, he saw Emil Andre play and he's like, you know what? Like, let's give this guy some more. Let's see it. Let's see some more. Hopefully Grebenkin can kind of have the same kind of effect on Tocchet, where Tocchet's like, okay, he had a really good game tonight. Let's see this again. Let's show me some more Nikita. I think that would be the best outcome in this scenario for Nikita Grebenkin. So yeah, there's precedent there for Tocchet to give some of his young guys a longer look and a longer leash. And again, you know, this is just a great opportunity for Nikita Grebenkin. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah. Big opportunity for Grebenkin. I know a lot of people talked about getting Alex Bump maybe into the lineup here, and that would be cool at all. And Bump's really come a long way. He's got 4 goals and 12 assists, 16 points in 20 games for the Phantoms. So he's got good numbers over in Lehigh Valley. But, you know, I was talking to Maddie last week, Thanksgiving, talking about just the AHL situation, who should come up if there's an injury or something. And we talked about Bump, and, you know, she thought they needed more seasoning with him. He needs a little bit more seasoning to come along. And I think that's best for his development, because Bump is more of a guy who I think he has potential to maybe be a middle six guy, you know, maybe a guy who could give you some pop on the third, second line, something like that. So I'd rather have him come along, give Grebenkin his shot. In the short term, they've called up Carl Grundstrom. I think he's probably going to play in the Avalanche game because they are going to get every ounce of speed they can get in that game. He was in that lineup for morning skate for Charlie. And Grundstrom has been pretty good for the Phantoms as well. He's got 15 points in 19 games at the AHL level. A very nice 6 goals and 9 assists.
Oh, I love that. That's great. Yeah. And like, listen, could he be worse than Nick Delorier? Could he be worse than Garnet Hathaway right now? I hate saying that because I still like I still view Garnet Hathaway as a good player. He's not playing like a good player right now.
No.
So like right now, I would much rather have Carl Grundstrom in there than Hathaway, or certainly over Delorier.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'm excited to see what Grundstrom has. I don't really know much about the guy, but excited to see what he can bring to the lineup. And a quick mention about our Phantoms here. I know they're down Grundstrom right now, but Bump's been very good. Tony Dick, Anthony Richard has been very good for them. And they are playing the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, the Muscle Penguins, I like to call them, because their extreme logo has that jacked penguin. They're so
yoked.
weird.
That's a yoked penguin.
That is a yoked penguin, right?
Juiced
there.
up.
Jersey Shore penguin, as Craig would like to call them. I mean, it was a different variation of that, but I like Jersey Shore. But yeah, so the Phantoms are playing the Muscle Penguins over on Friday night, and guess what? Vandals actually got some AHL odds that you can bet on, and the Lehigh Valley Phantoms are plus 112 money line to win in that game. So, and I believe that was the team that when Alex Bump came in out of college to the Phantoms in the playoffs, he played against the Penguins and talked trash on them immediately, and they beat the Penguins out. So who's to say?
Yeah. Very interesting. Love that.
Very interesting. But yeah, I like.
Thanks so much, FanDuel.
I like the Phantoms at plus 112 in that game against the Penguins over there. So before we move on from Tyson Foerster, you know, one of the things I was talking with Bill about yesterday on pregame was just guys who need to step up for the goal production with him out. And I think you have a very logical guy in Matvei Michkov who, you know, did not do much for the first couple of weeks of the season, has come through a lot more recently. He had 2 assists in the game against the Sabres. He's up to 16 points in 26 games. He's third on the team with 8 goals now. Zegras has 10, Foerster has 10, Tippett has 9, and Matvei Michkov has 8. So I think Michkov is a guy that I think Rick Tocchet has come a long way in trusting. Needs to cut down on the penalties, but overall he's playing a lot better. So I think Mishkov's a logical one. But who else would you say, Ryan, that really needs to come along with, you know, and step up their game with Tyson Foerster out?
Travis Konechny.
TK, he had a really good game against the Sabres also.
He did. It was a great game. And
second on the team in points, by the way.
Yeah,
it's always funny to think about.
That's the thing with TK is like, statistically, he's having a good year. He really is. I know he's better than this. I know he is. And we saw a glimpse of it against the Sabres. I know that he's capable of being that player on a nightly basis. Maybe not putting up that many points on a nightly basis, but at least like being dynamic in that way on a most nightly basis. And I think TK's been very underwhelming this season. It's been super disappointing. And I really, really, really want to see him get back to being the jerk store TK that we know. I want to see him ripping pucks past people. Like he's been a 30 goal scorer before. Let's do it again. You know, I want to see a little bit more out of TK. And to exactly your point, I know it is so silly that I'm saying this because he is statistically producing, but he hasn't been visually producing. It just, some of these points that he's accumulated, I don't know where they've come from. They're like secondary assists in sometimes. And I don't know.
They're like Robert Hagg's micro hits, right?
Yeah. Like I want to see more out of him. And I feel bad saying it because it's, you know, I guess if TK were sitting here in this podcast with us, he'd be like, what more do you want from me? I'm producing. And it's just like,
I think even Garnet Hathaway would say that to us at this point. But, you know, but it's just always hard for us guys who are just sitting on our couch watching this to criticize these guys. But we watch a lot of Flyers hockey. I think we have valid criticisms about this.
Like, at the end of the day, like, who the hell am I to be criticizing anybody? But like, I have seen TK and I've watched TK long enough to know that he's better than what we've seen this season. I'm not saying he's playing.
You're not alone there either. You're far from alone there. A lot of people have been saying this. A lot of people have been criticizing his play all season. And I do agree. He needs to play with more jam out there, right? Like get in people's faces, be more aggressive, get those goals. You know, he scored. He broke a goal streak. I think it was like 11 game goalless streak last night, which was great. I would love to see more because like the two guys I guess three guys, because I keep kind of underestimating Tippett in this front, but I think goal scoring wise, you really need a lot out of Konechny, Tippett, and Michkov if you're going to make the playoffs without Tyson Foerster for 2 months.
Yeah, you need your best players to be your best players. And we're starting to – I mean, Trevor Zegras he's been the best player the whole season.
I got no criticism for Trevor Zegras.
No, I can't say anything. Like, and you know what? I know we mentioned earlier how his defense is like, we love his offense. I don't care. I don't care if he's not that good defensively. I truly don't give a shit. He's a
goddamn wizard.
He's a superstar.
Yeah. He plays with this. The swagger he plays with is unbelievable. I think he's got a confidence that I thought Michkov had confidence last year. The way Zegras puck handles is just next level. It is unreal.
What's crazy about dude, he has his head up the whole time. It's so
he scored a fluke goal in that Sabres game because he did one of those crazy no look passes that went off somebody's skate and nobody was expecting the puck to go that way.
Right. Yeah. He's just so fun. And he, exactly like you said, the confidence he plays with is unbelievable. And it seems like it's unwavering.
And the thing that gets me about him, and this is what I did not expect, is the level of, I just talked about jam for Konechny, the level of jam that Trevor Zegras plays with, the attitude he plays with. That friggin' when he was goading one of the Penguins the other day by doing this.
Yeah.
Doing the head bob. Like, what is that? Like, I didn't know we got this guy who's just like a total asshole to everybody out there. He gets in guys' faces all the time. He must be talking trash the entire time. This man is a flyer.
He is a perfect flyer, which is so funny because like a couple of years ago when he was on the Penguins, when he was on the Ducks, a lot of people would have said like, oh, he's too flashy to be a flyer or this and that. He's perfect. He
just needed to get to the East Coast. He had to get to the competitive Northeast hockey market before, and that really just made everything. I think he's always had a little bit of this in him, but I feel like playing in this area with these crowds, with just this whole competitive rivalry with everybody has really just gotten his juices up. And he's just been awesome. 26. He's at a point per game pace still, 26 points in 26 games, leads the team in goals. That was the other thing. I didn't know he scored goals like this. Like I knew he could do like a Michigan and stuff, but I thought he was more of an assist guy. He can score some goals.
He can blast the puck. He has,
and I love that he blasts. Dude, that one timer rocks.
I love his one. I don't think I've loved a one timer like this since Ghost. I really don't. I love watching. I just love watching Trevor Zegras play. I wasn't expecting to glaze Trevor Zegras like we are doing right now, but my God, he's just.
I could do it every episode because
me too.
I think between Michkov last season and Zegras this year, they have brought a level of fun back to Flyers hockey that we have not seen since prime Claude Giroux and Shane Gostisbehere.
And you know what, Steve? Before the season started, what did we talk about? We talked about our expectations for the season. What do we want to see? And I remember the general consensus between the two of us was I just want them to be better and I want them to be fun, right? At least that was my general consensus. I believe we had basically the same viewpoint, but look how fun they are. Are they winning every game? No, they're not. Are they even playing well every game? No, they're not. But you know what? For the most part, on most nights, win or lose, I'm having fun watching the Flyers play. I'm having fun watching Trevor Zegras do Trevor Zegras things. I'm having fun watching Matvei Michkov get out of this fucking hole that he was in earlier in the season and becoming Matvei Michkov again. I'm having fun watching Emil Andre learn on the fly and be building confidence. I'm having fun watching Cam York.
I'm having fun watching Owen Tippett.
Although I wasn't having fun for a moment there. I was not.
But that's how Owen Tippett is. You're going to have a few games where you're not having fun. But when he's been more fun for more consistent periods this year than he's done at other points. Right now, he's sitting third on the team in points, 18 points, 26 games, 9 goals, 9 assists. Apparently, he's got a perfectly balanced goal assist for his entire career, which is nuts. I don't understand it at all because when you think of Owen Tippett, much like Trevor Zegras, I didn't think of goal scoring. When I think of Owen Tippett, I don't think about assists at all. And apparently he's just perfectly balanced, like all things should be. But Owen Tippett, man, I think he's been a lot of fun for a lot more games this season than I remember him being last season.
Yeah, no, I will say, like, we've seen him, quote unquote, take over games more this season than last season for sure. Last season, it felt like that was just totally lacking. This season, we are seeing more of a confident Owen Tippett, I think. What I'm about to say, I know it's unreasonable for me to say this. I just want to see it more consistently. That's what everyone wants out of Owen Tippett. And I know we will never see it consistently.
You're asking for something that doesn't exist right there.
Yeah, I know. Maybe he'll have one of those. Maybe he'll he'll hit his head and then he'll just like figure out consistency. You know what I mean? Like maybe something will happen where, starting later on this season, he just starts. He just becomes like a 70-point player every season. That's wishful thinking. Won't happen.
You're going way too far because now he's on a 56-game point streak, or not streak, but pace.
Could you imagine?
That would be his career best. The best he had previously was 2023-24 for the Flyers when he had 53 points in 78 games played.
Oh no, I'm saying it. Could you imagine if he had a 56-game point streak?
That would be maybe record setting, but
I believe it would be.
Yeah, I can't. I literally can't imagine. I cannot. Just given who he is, absolutely not. You tell me that for maybe Zegras or Michkov, I might believe you. But Tippett, not a chance in hell. But I like what he's done. I think he's just used his speed and size better this season. He's had games where he's brought some swagger, and I think he's just been. I think he's been a better hockey player overall for this team this year than in previous years.
Agreed. Yeah.
Now, you were trying to transition into Cam York, so let's talk about Cam York, who is having a good year. I think he's been a lot better than he was under John Tortorella, and it's probably because he's not trying to strangle his coach every day. Rick Tocchet, by the way, much as tough as Torts was, he got kicked by a horse and was fine, but as tough as Torts was, Rick Tocchet was out on the TNT broadcast talking about fighting Paul Bissonnette at age 61. So, he said he thought he could take Biz still at 61. So Tocchet is as tough of a son of a gun as they get. But York's been playing well under him. It's been a nice year. I mean, the defensemen overall have not had a lot of points wise, but the defense has been solid. And Cam York, though, is day-to-day currently with an injury. Not sure how bad it is. It's an upper body injury. And, of course, NHL style, they're not going to tell us more than that. But if he's out for a few games, this, is a big loss for the team. They did have practice pairings this morning. Again, this is per Charlie O'Connor. So let me see. I have to go back to the Slack on that. That was not in the show notes. But the top pairing in practice was actually Emil Andre and Jamie Drysdale.
And Steve, they've been good.
They've been good.
I've liked it a lot. I love it when shit like this happens, where it's just like something you would expect to never, ever, ever work. They try it and it's working. And it's just like, oh my God, this is incredible.
Well, especially because we all have been on the Emil Andre train for a season plus now. Yeah. When he came up last year and was playing first pair minutes and really just doing really well, we were very excited about him. And then John Tortorella said, "Oh, you're excited about him? Not a chance in hell. Nope. Get out of here." No, sent him right back. So
I just remember him yelling at Charlie. Because Charlie was like, "Yeah, he looks like a top 4 defenseman." And Torts was like, "What did you say?
You sure about that? What did you sure about that?"
He almost fought Charlie.
He almost fought Charlie. He wanted to fight everyone. He was a true maniac over there.
He was.
But again, this is also, they didn't have Sanheim today. So, you take the first pairing with a grain of salt here because Travis Sanheim plays a million minutes a game. But, hey, seeing Andre and Drysdale stay together, right, is really good. And then Sealer Juleson, which is hideous. I hate it. And then Zamula Delorier. So I'm curious what it's going to look like if York can't play on Sunday, because their next game is Sunday. Nice little break for the team. So hopefully York will be better by then. The pairings that they had last night were Sanheim. It was York and Sanheim, Andre Drysdale, and Sealer and Zamula. But Andre Drysdale was one that, and Andre Drysdale sounds like an NFL wide receiver right there. But Andre Drysdale was one that we thought was going to be together for a game at most. And it has stayed together. Mm-hmm. And you're actually playing 2 skill guys on defense, and it's working. This is blowing my mind because does not feel like a Flyers thing to do.
Ought to stay together Loving you weather. Yeah, I'm glad that they're staying together, Steve. I think it's great. I will say, and we were talking a little bit about this before we started recording the show. Sunday is going to be, it's against Colorado. It's a 1:00 game after what is that, 4 days off? That's going to be a test. That is going to be the test of all tests. Show me that, you know, because if that pairing stays together for that game, I want to see them play well, really well. I want to see them stack up against whoever Colorado throws at them.
I would like to see them play good.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I guess
I know it's what you're saying. It just sounds funny. It's like, yeah, I want everyone to play good.
Yeah. But I really want that pairing to show up.
Yeah.
I want to see them play well against one of the best teams, if not the best team in the NHL. Because it would just be so much fun and so exciting for that pairing to work. It would all be coming together, you know? But I will say, just the vibes going into that game, it being a 1 p.m. game after a few days off, no Foerster, potentially no Cam York. I don't know how good
Not
the vibes
great,
are going to
Bob.
be for that game, but yeah, the vibes don't seem spectacular, but let's see it, man. Let's see Emile Andre and Jamie Drysdale kick ass against the Avs. That would be a lot of fun. I'm not necessarily expecting it, but that is certainly on my wish list for that game on Sunday.
The next week of Flyers hockey is a rough ride because they have the Colorado Avalanche, then they have the San Jose Sharks, who have been a little better than expected this year. And Macklin Celebrini, I mean, he is the truth. He is a fantastic player. And then the Vegas Golden Knights are always good. And it feels a little personal this year. I'd really like to beat the pants off them if I could. And that's all I'm going to say on that front.
Yeah. No, I was honestly sickened the other night to see that they got a win over the Blackhawks.
Super gross.
Yeah, I'm pretty annoyed about that. But
and
let's
then
beat the shit out of Vegas. That would be nice.
Beat the shit out of them. And then a home back to back with the Carolina Hurricanes, which is gross.
That doesn't sound like fun to me either.
No.
But
and then Montreal after all that. A trip up to Montreal.
But you know what? The last time they faced Montreal was a blast.
Montreal's fun. I'm cool with Montreal. After that's a lot more fun. Montreal, then Buffalo for the ambiance and decor. And then the Rangers, who apparently the Rangers have been bad at home, right?
They went like several games without scoring a single goal at home to start the season.
3-8-1 at home. The Rangers.
Yeah, they're not good at home at all.
They're actually way better on the road. They're 11-4-1 on the road. What is that?
Yeah.
I guess they don't like playing in a train station.
I was just about to say, Steve, they just have to knock down Madison Square Garden, the train station.
It's
just so we're all.
It's very simple. It's very
famously a train station.
Knock down MSG, and then Vancouver Canucks at home, and then Festivus, which I don't know if there's anything going on. I guess I'll touch base with Kelly on this, but the Festivus, if there is a Festivus party, the game don't start till real late.
Yeah.
They play the Chicago Blackhawks in Chicago at 9 p.m. 9 p.m.
That's gross. I hate that.
That's 8 o'clock in Chicago time. Like,
yeah,
I hate it. Well, it's a TNT game, but it's no, sir. I don't like it.
I'd rather not. Yeah.
And that kicks off after that. It'll be the infamous Disney on Ice trip. So, it's so a week of toughness and then a couple lighter opponents, a little bit more Flyers level opponents. But we're really going to find out who the heck this team is by the end of the month. So it's great that they're in a playoff position at Thanksgiving, right? But let's see where they are at the New Year. I think that's where we can really
shut up. Not you, my friend.
That's where we can really put our expectations. Where if this team is in a playoff position heading into New Year's without Tyson Foerster, then I'm a believer. I'm truly a believer.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. And like, it's going to take a village, right? It's not just going to be Nikita Grebenkin stepping up. It's going to need to be a group of guys stepping up without Foerster in the lineup. And
your guy, Bobby Brink.
Yeah. Let's see him step up a little bit. We saw him perform well against Buffalo. Like, let's see some more. And something else that I was thinking about earlier, and I just didn't, I didn't say it. Thank God for the Olympic break. That helps out a lot because that is what is that? 3 weeks of inactivity, of no games, basically. And I know that they're kind of like front loaded, like they're condensing the schedule in a certain way. So like overall, it's not like it's that much of a benefit, but I'm glad that break is there because it seems like you would think be kind of the tail end of Foerster's recovery process. Hopefully he comes back not long after the break is over. That would be really nice. I would rather this happen now.
February 6th to February 24th. There is no NHL hockey between that period. That is all Olympic time.
So let's see. What is it? It's December, early December. So December, January, February. Yeah, he could be back right after the break, which I think would be perfect.
I'm looking at the January schedule right now. That's going to be another busy one for me. All right. Oh boy. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm very excited about that. So one other really interesting caveat to throw in here for the Flyers for the remainder of December is they're without Tyson Foerster, but there is an intriguing name that has been reactivated and will be practicing with the team and could be back in action soon. Rasmus Ristolainen might be back. And I don't know if I'm excited about that. I heard he's tough to play against, but Risto might be back. And I don't know how that affects the defense. I would love to see Juleson out of the mix permanently because Juleson stinks. I don't like Juleson at all. He's been better than we thought he was going to be. He is slow as shit. When he's bad, he is so far behind the play. He gets burnt around the corner. But I'm exaggerating a little bit because he has been pretty much invisible for most of the games, which for a defenseman is pretty good. But I would love to see Juleson out of the mix. So I don't know how that affects the defensive pairings. I put on the sheet a few different options. I don't know so pairing one, I put York Sanheim, Andre Risto, or Andre Drysdale, Sealer Risto. I like that.
I'm
like
pretty
cool with that.
Yeah. I'm very okay with that.
Pairing 2, York Sanheim. I see no reason to break up a top pairing of York and Sanheim. I think they play really well together. They play a lot of minutes. They're good. Andre and Risto,
which a lot of people have been fantasizing about that because you got the big guy, little guy combination. So that would be interesting. I would like that as well.
Yeah, that could be interesting. But then that would stick Drysdale, who I think has been a lot better this year. That would stick Drysdale with Nick Sealer, which that pairing's worked okay.
Yeah, I haven't had a problem with that. And plus Drysdale's still going to be getting power play time. So not the worst. I think that'd be all right.
Yeah. By the way, if it is, this is really stupid, but if it is Andre and Risto together, I would call that the Master Blaster pairing, which is a Mad Max reference, which let me share the screen to show this with you because this is just one of the worst visuals you can have, or maybe funniest visuals you can have. But yeah, this is Master Blaster from Mad Max right here.
That's so funny. That's exactly what it is.
I'm 100% going to Photoshop that if it comes to be. That's Andre and Risto together as Master Blaster.
You know what else it would be? It would kind of be like the Pokemon Kangaskhan. How there's like the giant kangaroo monster, and then inside of the giant. So it'll be Kangaskhan. So it'll be KANGASKHAN.
There it is.
So like Genghis Khan, but Kangaskhan.
No, I see it now.
Yeah. So Risto will be the big guy. And then
there you go.
Yeah. And then Emil Andre's the little baby guy inside of her, because the male kangaroos don't have pouches, famously.
I can always count on you for having animal facts for us.
It's true. So, but look at that. Look at little Emil Andre in that pouch.
Just a little guy.
Isn't that great?
Just a little guy over there. But yeah, so that one's intriguing. And then the third pairing I thought of was really mixing it up. Sanheim Drysdale York and Risto, and then Sealer Andre.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not.
That one's a little more. That one's a little more.
I like number one. I like number one the
yeah.
best, even though Sealer Risto kind of sucks. I don't. I like having Andre. I like having two high skill defensive guys together. I think that's really cool.
I just don't know. First things first, Risto's been out for basically a year. Like,
yeah,
I don't think he should be. You know, I think he kind of needs to be on the third pairing and playing sheltered minutes for a bit to kind of get his legs back and I don't know, just kind of get back up to the speed of the game. I wouldn't want to see him on the second pair quite yet. And how good is he going to be? Like, see, that's the big thing with Risto. Like, he will be horrible. Like the first couple of years that he was in Philly, he was just dreadful. And then all of a sudden he turns it around. He's great. And, you know, last year he was solid and then he got hurt. There's so many questions with him. I have no idea what to expect from Risto. So put him on the third pairing. Let's see what version we're getting.
Ease him on in.
Yeah.
I just don't want this to affect Emil Andre. Like
this,
I think at this point, Tocchet has seen enough from him that I don't think they would send him back down. But it makes me a little paranoid just because I know he likes Juleson. Juleson's just so bad. Zamula's bad. I don't. If you can have a lineup with neither of those guys in there, you might have something. Like that actually is a good defense top to bottom if you don't have Juleson or Zamula in there.
Yeah. And honestly, like to kind of go back about what you were saying about Juleson earlier, I actually don't hate Juleson that much. A lot of people like are just fed up with him. They're tired of him. I don't hate Juleson. I think he's totally fine as just a guy on the, third pair. I don't think he necessarily hurts you that much.
But when you play somebody with speed, he gets burnt around the outside sometimes, and it is painful to watch when that happens. Like, you don't notice him for the most part, but when you notice him, it's bad.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. But you know what? I'll say this with my whole chest. I would much rather see Juleson over Zamula. I am just so out on Zamula. I'm just done with him. I'm done. I don't need to see anything else. I really don't. Like, just get out of here. At least Juleson brings some toughness to the table. Like, we've seen him try and throw down. Like
he's so slow though.
He's so slow. I get it.
Zamula's at least like average speed. Like,
but Zamula, like the thing was,
he's a bonehead. He's a bonehead.
He's slow. He's slow at processing too. Like when he gets the puck, it feels like he's taking it. Like it feels like. What is it, like Microsoft Windows or whatever? Opening
it's like
up
when your computer
90s.
freezes, you get the little booting screen.
Yeah, it's
like
just
booting like the little circle.
He slows the game down so much and not in a good way. I'm so done with Zamula. Just whatever. And you know what? This could be moot because we may not see either of them. We may get if we live in a perfect utopian society where, you got Sealer, Risto on the bottom pair, and then you got Drysdale and Andre, and then York and Sanheim. Beautiful. Love that. Hopefully we don't see either Juleson or Zamula, but if I had to pick one of the two, one of the lesser of two evils, I'm picking Juleson. I really am.
Wow. How about that? Well, intriguing. That's for sure. Risto coming back. I don't believe it. I don't believe it until I see it, but I think it's super intriguing. This is crazy because just that the Foerster talk and the Andre York Ristolainen talk pretty much took up the entire show. I had a bunch of stuff I want to talk about with the Vancouver Canucks, free agents. I had a whole video I wanted to look at. We're not going to do any of that. So we might have to
listen, Steve, we can talk about that right now. And really all it is just, trade for Quinn Hughes.
Yeah, I don't care about
Why not just do it?
I know people are like, oh, there's some other Canucks that could get. I don't give a shit about any other Canucks.
No. Why trade for someone not named Quinn Hughes? Just go get Quinn Hughes. It's really easy.
Get Quinn Hughes, okay? Yeah. Just give us Quinn Hughes. I'll give up half the roster for Quinn Hughes. That's fine.
Yeah. Just go get him. What's the problem?
Go get him. Go do it, Danny. Do it. All right. I think that's a good place to leave off on the show today. Yeah, I don't even know what else. There's nothing else to say. We got it all out there. All right, bud, let's wrap it up right here. Boo Bapa Doo Bapa Dima, indeed. Quigley, where can people find you on the socials if they have any feedback?
That was fucking weird. You can find me
I was
at
torn, my
Ryan
friend. I had to
Quigz.
get one new metal reference in here. I haven't gotten anything all day.
No, that's true. We didn't. You know what? We didn't even say on the recording. It's been a while.
We did. No, we did. We did.
Did we do that?
I said it like 5 times to open the show.
I didn't even hear you. I was.
So I did get. That makes 2 new metal references. So
okay. All right. Well, where you can find me on social media, you can find me at Ryan Quigz with a Z on pretty much anywhere where there's handles involved. So
Ryan Quigz with a Z. You can follow me at Flyperbole on mainly Blue Sky. Don't bother with the Twitter. I don't give a shit about that. Follow me over on Instagram and TikTok as well over at Flyperbole. Esteban on Blue Sky if you want me for non-hockey purposes, but if it's for hockey, make it Flyperbole. You can catch me over on PHLY pre and post games a bunch, and I've been trying to fit some more Phantom stuff. I did a really good Phantoms podcast with Maddie Campbell that you should check out, but trying to fit a couple more things in the network on some of the Flype off weeks. And we're going to try not to do another 3-week away. Okay.
Yeah,
that was an anomaly. That was too much. We're not doing it again. So we are going to try and be consistent with the every other week, but we'll see what happens. Okay. We'll see what happens, but it was a lot of fun. Great talking to you today, Quigster. And we're going to talk some Flyers again soon. And it's time to wrap this up because I got other shit to do. So, all right, folks, thanks so much for listening. Thank you, citizens. And until next time, and thanks again to our sponsor over at FanDuel. Much appreciated. But all right, citizens, until next time, in the words of the great Gene Hart, good night and good hockey. Wow, 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 wow.